Hey everyone, so I just got done watching the Twitter live stream for the first trailer of Wonder Woman 1984, and this movie looks pretty sweet. So this is going to be a little discussion video about thoughts of the movie, where I think they're going to take it, and just kind of my initial reactions for it, but it looks pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm excited to get into it. So one thing I want to say is I'm a big fan of Blue Monday New Order, and that song kind of plays in the background of this entire trailer. So it's really cool too. They kind of piece it into a little orchestral, but I think it really fits with the timeline and kind of the essence or the vibe that they want from this movie, or they wanted this trailer to come off as, is kind of fun, a little bit serious, a little bit the times too, since it takes place in the 80s. But yeah, no, I thought it was a really cool choice for them to do that. But the beginning of this trailer starts off with Wonder Woman basically. She's talking about her feelings of loneliness and being in the world, and she's talking to Kristen Wiig's character is going to be playing Cheetah in this movie, but she kind of comes off as a psychiatrist at first for Wonder Woman, just kind of to vent about her, and seems like too she's going to kind of bridge Wonder Woman's world and past to the new world a little bit in this movie here. But of course, Cheetah is one of Wonder Woman's greatest arch nemesis, so it's going to be interesting to see what exactly, if she's a missionary, if she's even part of, in Batman vs Superman, we see that there's a whole database on these superheroes, and Wonder Woman was one of them. So I'm wondering if Kristen Wiig's character works for the organization that kind of collected all of this information, and she knows, or she has suspicions about Wonder Woman Diana at this point, and that's what she's trying to gather. And then in the next shot, we get our first look and listen of Pedro Pascal's character, Maxwell Lord. And Maxwell has in the comics, he has so many different origins, he has so many different stories, but it looks like in this one, they're going with his normal. He's just a big businessman with promises to the world to make life better. And like, why shouldn't life be better is what he's saying. And we don't know his vision of the future at this point right now, but in the past, he's kind of gone down almost as an eco-terrorist, or he's had a lot of terrorist plots. He's even gotten superpowers at one point, but I don't think we're gonna get any of his superpower origins in this movie. And even too, at one point, he was one of the for Justice League International, he was the founder of that. So it'd be interesting to see if they are going to have this character arc for him, where he starts off as a villain, but then he realizes the error of his ways. He's done that before in the comics, where he's built like basically an AI that was going to take over the world, but he was the one who ended up destroying it at the end, because he realized how evil his plot was. There's even been storylines too where he couldn't live with the guilt of some of the technologies his company made. So it's going to be interesting to see if they go down that storyline, or if he's just going to be a true villain throughout the entirety of this movie. And then in the very next shot of this movie, we kind of get, a lot of people have been wondering how Chris Pine is going to be in this movie, how Steve Trevor is going to be, what role he's going to play in this movie. And it's a little even tough to tell exactly what they're going for, because Diana is speaking to him, and you see Steve Trevor later on in the movie actually like punching dudes, and he's with her almost the entirety of the movie, it's going to look like. And I was wondering if he was just going to be a figment of her imagination, kind of like a guide telling her what she needs to do, all the lessons coming back up, and just kind of, she's been lonely in this new world and this is her way to cope with it. But he's the same age as he was in the last movie, so I'm wondering if there was some way that they could bring him back, or if he is just going to be a figment the entire movie, and that's going to be like the twist at the end. But yeah, Chris Pine's back. I'm really excited to see Steve Trevor, see a lot more of him, especially to see him adjust to 40 years later, almost a brand new world to him at this point. So like I said, I don't quite have pinned their plans for what they're going to do with this character yet, but I'm really excited to see where they're going to take it. We also get some shots of Diana when she was younger, so I know they are going to do some flashback scenes, but we get to see a little more of the Amazon world. I wonder how much we're going to get of that, if we're even going to get any of it that's like in the current day but that they're filming in, or if it's just all going to be flashback based. So it's going to be really cool to see. But this trailer also has a lot of big action that they showcase in this, and I'm really excited to see these fight scenes because they look big, they look pretty sweet. There's one where there's a bullet in the chamber, and Wonder Woman's moving so fast that when the bullet pops out, she's able to thwack it back at the people who are shooting at her. There's even scenes too where she's with her whip, she's riding lightning. She's like, she's whipping onto lightning and swinging herself to other bolts of lightning to get around the sky. There's other scenes too where she's demolishing trucks and flipping over them, getting ready to take on some of the other trucks and carriers. So the action is going to be big, very entertaining, especially too when the soundtrack of this movie really, or the soundtrack of this trailer, I should say, really kicks in. It gets really exciting. I can tell this movie is definitely going to bring big action, and I'm super excited for that. We get to see a bit more of Kristen Wiig's character too, where it does look like she is going to be some type of agent. She's trying to get on Wonder Woman's good side in this movie, and we don't see her. She's human in this entire trailer, so I'm wondering if we're going to see a transformation, if she is going to turn into a cheetah, maybe an experiment later on in the movie, but we don't see that in the trailer. I'm really looking forward to that, but I was a little nervous when I heard Kristen Wiig's casting, but it sounds like she's going to have a really dynamic role where she starts off having to be funny and get on her gut side, and then she's going to be the vicious, as we all know her character Cheetah to be. So it's going to be really cool to see that story arc for her really come into full play. And then in the last scene, we get to see Wonder Woman's new gold armor. She has the wings on the back too, and shiny. She's blocking bullets in it, and you can tell this is kind of going to be almost her endgame armor for whatever she has to take on in this movie. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to see that armor and its full potential and its full force. So this was a very entertaining trailer to watch. It's definitely really got my hopes up for this movie. It's going to be one of my most anticipated of next year. I love the first film, and I can't wait to see the progression of Wonder Woman's character throughout the years. And I'm wondering too if maybe the next one we get is going to be a contemporary story. But to see her in this timeline when everything's changing around her and how she's going to use kind of all these technological and societal advancements to her advantage, it kind of build the empire that we saw that she had in Batman vs Superman. It's going to be really cool to see her kind of adjust to the times and make the times profitable to her. So I'm really looking forward to this movie, and I can't wait to see it and review it and talk more about it as the time comes.